has been doing some reporting on this. I know you actually have found out some new information about the suspect, right? And talking to neighbors. Tell us what you've come up with today.
Yeah, new details, Connell, that we had never heard before. This is what's so interesting when you actually go and visit a place. You speak to the people who actually know that person best, and certainly we learned a lot from the neighbors. First, let me just tell you, this is the running trail where 22-year-old Laken Riley was brutally murdered. We know from police documents that they believe Jose Ibarra was the one who actually tracked her down, brutally beat her over the head, and then dished her body somewhere here. But really what I want to show you is this apartment complex, because this is where Ibarra lived for the past few months. The neighbors tell me he was kind of a loner, kept to himself, very quiet, often would just sit outside of his studio apartment where he lived with 4 or 5 others all day long and just watch. And they say that Laken Riley actually cut through this apartment complex to get to this trail. Now, the reason that I'm actually standing right here in front of these dumpsters is because I learned some really critical details. These neighbors tell me that they have security camera footage that shows Jose Ibarra with bloody clothes, with evidence, and actually taking them to this dumpster and ditching it. I spoke to a number of neighbors here, all of them very fearful because of what happened, wanting to remain anonymous, but they shared some of that information. Take a look.
He took all of the evidence. He's on camera with his bloody clothes in the bag. He did the evidence to that bus stop right there in the trash can, that dumpster. There was 2 dumpsters back there, and then they put some in the woods. I don't know what it was, but they were back here yesterday looking for this guy.
And so these neighbors doing the right thing, turning over all of that footage to the police. Obviously, that's going to be used to build the best case possible if Jose Ibarra is prosecuted at some point for these crimes that he's accused of committing. As for Jose himself, I shared a little bit about it. It sounds like he really just kept to himself, really in a very spooky way, these neighbors say. He would just sit outside of his apartment and sit quietly and watch the world go by. Their thought is that he saw Laken Riley run by his apartment so many times that he actually was able to gather intel about her normal schedule, her running path, and that's the reason why he was able to commit this crime, as police say.
Yeah, it makes sense. Boy, terrific reporting, as always, from Alex Caprariello, right on top of things there in Athens, Georgia. Thank you, Alex. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.